All right, thanks, Ticats fans. As we're following along the East Final from last year on TSN and on YouTube, we're very pleased to be joined by the defensive coordinator for the Hamilton Ticats in that game, and of course, currently still the defensive coordinator, Mark Washington. Mark, it's very good to see you. How are you, my friend?
Louie, I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Just itching ready to go, but I'm doing well. No complaints, man.
There you go. Well said. I mean, just the atmosphere of coming out onto the field, the blackout. Like we're just like I'm looking at the pictures. I'm watching the video, and it really was an incredible atmosphere at Tim Hortons Field. Do you have anything that could even compare to what you experienced coming onto that field in that East Final?
Very few things. That was a special day. I thought it was. We had the blackout, and you always have a vision of what that's going to look like. But then until you actually get out there and you see it, it's really impressive. The little detail that I caught was like the scoreboard was even blacked out, right? So where they had, the score and the time and all that, there's really no colors on that. It was just black and white. So I said, wow, the little details and the fine fixtures like Coach O likes to talk about. I mean, it even got down into the scoreboard. So the atmosphere was electric. The fans were ready. And, I think they were waiting early in the game for something to just sort of, to cheer for and to blow the roof off the place. And, man, we got that, I think, in the first or second drive. And, things started to roll from that point.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so 3 minutes into the game, you got Richard Leonard coming up with a big interception. And then, like, on the very next drive, you got Frankie coming up with the huge fumble recovery. Mm-hmm. I mean, as a defensive coordinator, if you tried to draw it up any better, you probably couldn't have.
But no, you really want to try to make an impact early, and we knew that was going to be a key to that, to winning that game. And those two guys made great plays on those plays, and our offense was able to capitalize with points, which is that's another key factor, is that when you get takeaways that you're able to convert them into points, and from that sort of got the train rolling a little bit.
You guys didn't get your first sack until I think it was the second half, but I mean, just the pressure that you put on Trevor Harris, and Trevor Harris has been in this league a long time. There's a lot of tape on him, and you guys must know, even if it's not about knocking him down, it's about making him uncomfortable in the pocket. How do you feel like your team did, obviously with the 2 turnovers early, but how do you feel like your team did that as the game progressed and as Harris and his offense made some adjustments on the fly as well?
Well, I mean, they're going to make adjustments. You're going to tip your cap to the other coaching staff, but our guys were prepared. They really understood the game plan and what we wanted to do. And whether we were getting a sack in the first quarter or, the last quarter, it really doesn't matter. Even though, I am of the mind that, sacks late in the game really help. You know what I mean? It really is going to set the tone, not only to end that game and sort of put a cap on that game, but it also sort of springs you to the next game. But, those are some timely plays that all of our guys made throughout the game, whether it's at the beginning or toward the end of the game. Like we knew that Trevor came into that game, smoking hot from the week before in Montreal. And so we just really wanted to, make some plays early, and we were able to do that.
Going in the locker room at the half, you guys come up with some big points, before you go in there. Is there a certain level of confidence in the locker room? Is there sort of a mindset where, the job's not done, but you're feeling good about the way you're playing? How do you kind of balance those two things before you go out and you finish the final 30 minutes here?
Well, it's sort of an acknowledgement of what you're, the situation that you're in. We always want to score. We always want to present points. And so we did score right before half, which was great. And, there are many statistics that say, teams that score before half have a higher chance of winning the game, this, that, and the other. So, that was always a good thing. And then, but to say that, you're not in a position to finish until you put yourself in a position to finish, And our guys were really focused on coming out in the second half and continuing to execute, knowing that, they're going to counter. They're going to go into to halftime. They're going to, make their adjustments. We have to make the adjustment that we needed to make and things like that, and then continue with the game, and hopefully it'll progress the way we want it to. And the guys did a good job. And then as the momentum was swinging, and then as the game sort of waned on, it was like, okay, we're starting to get control of this thing, and now it's time to try to put it away.
And I was about to say, when you're putting a game away, when you're finishing off and finishing strong, I mean, defensively, that's your time to shine. Even though, you guys had stepped up earlier, but I mean, you're sending your defense onto the field that fourth quarter. What's the message to them? What are you telling them, and how do you get the job done?
It's the same message you say in the first quarter: execute.
Yeah.
Execute. Get out there, know what you're doing, know the situation, know the plays that we're calling. Know the offense, what they're up to, all the things that you've done in your preparation. Go out there and just execute that, because that execution got you to this point. Therefore, why would you all of a sudden change it? So the message and the messaging continues to be the same. Maybe the offense's play selection narrows a little bit, which is all fine. These are all calculations done throughout the game. But, man, it's about executing. And so whether it's the first quarter or the fourth, it really doesn't matter, man. We got to go execute.
I just want to go back to that, just the atmosphere of the stadium, because I know Dane, I remember asking him a question about what it was like. His words were, "It's friggin' sweet," is how Dane so eloquently put it. And he did say friggin'. I'll give him credit for that. But I guess, and I wasn't going to ask you this, but you kind of have some recent memories at Tim Hortons Field in the playoffs. One of them good. The other one, not so good. I mean, was it nice to kind of exercise those demons at Tim Hortons Field? Because I think you were playing with a team that's main color was more orange than it was yellow.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Do you feel like you executed those demons at Tim Hortons Field in the right way?
It really didn't matter, because you're not going to get in the time machine and go back anyway. But knowing, having played in some big games and having coached in big games here, and going back to that game in 2018, and that playoff game that just went crazy early, which was, just the way it is, right? But knowing that the crowd here and No Box can really go, the momentum can flip fast, and the fans it's almost like a shark frenzy. They're just waiting for that first drop of blood to go in the water, and it's going to start rocking after that. And knowing that in the past, having been on the other end, it's like, man, we got to do something. We got to drop that blood in the water and just let the place go nuts. And it happened early, and like you said, that place, it was friggin' awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dane said it so eloquently. We'll leave it there. We can't wait to be back at Tim Hortons Field rocking. Coach, it's always great to see you. Be well, be safe. Can't wait to see you back in the field.
Thank you, Louie. Take care. Fans will be there hopefully soon.